feel like the more like you use a sponge, the more like squishy it gets. But that could be just me. Probably just me. Hello! Welcome to my channel. It has been a while since I posted a video. Life happens. Quick disclaimer, if you hear any like noise in the background, my neighbor's getting a new fence put in. Seems like everyone around me is doing construction right now. You had one neighbor who just got their driveway redone and put in a fence. Another neighbor putting in a new fence. There's a neighbor down the street who's doing work. It's construction time, isn't it? Anyway, today's video is something that's been highly requested by multiple people who have texted me, messaged me, asking for like a nice, everyday look. Something I never thought I would say is I have been into blush recently. Never thought I would say that. Quality sponge for cheap, the Real Techniques one. You can get like 2 for like $10. And they last a really long time. I think I have 3 of these right now because I'm a sponge hoarder and I have a drawer just full of beauty sponges because, why wouldn't I? Skin has been prepped, moisturized, clean, and we're gonna make this look a lot better than it does now. This just came overnight. Over here is not too bad, it's just that. My eyes go to this. I always start with my face first. A lot of people do eyebrows first, eyes first. Whatever you do first, you can do that first. I'm gonna start with a primer. This is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I love this one because just like the finish that it leaves on the skin, the little bit of tack it has, so foundation kind of sticks to it more. I mean, it smells like watermelon Jolly Ranchers. It's just a good primer. In a video, I mentioned that the texture of this is like a really sticky glue, which is not wrong. It does definitely remind me of glue. You see that? There's like that tackiness. Yeah, there you go. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. So next I'm going to go in with a concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is the mini one. If you guys have watched my 2018 Angels, I mentioned that this was a devil and not an angel because of the reaction that it has with my eyes, to where my eye will start like peeling and become really dry, and it's not good. I purchased the mini one because I like the coverage it gives on like this problem area, but I will not use this under my eyes at all. I avoid the immediate eye area for the reason of the reaction I've had before to it. I am in the shade 16N Fair Light Neutral. This is like my skin tone, so I don't use it to like brighten anything. And I'm going to use this to cover up any like acne that I have, like this one down here. But just a little dotting where there's a problem. I'll also apply just a little bit on my redness on my cheeks, just because I find it helps like the tinted moisturizer. Get some more. These mini ones are actually. And on my zips, I'll put it next to them and then blend into them so that I'm not like contaminating the wand. Because like how this one was just open a little bit before. I keep calling it the Sharp Tape shape. You can also use a brush. A brush will absorb less of the product, but I like the finish I get with the sponge better. I'm going to go in with a tinted moisturizer. I've been loving this one recently. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. I love this one. I also love the NYX BB Cream. I'm going to take just a couple pumps of this. This is in the shade Fair 4N, if you're around my skin tone. And if you're looking for a really good BB cream tinted moisturizer, recommend it. So then I'm going to take my sponge here. I'm just going to dip it in, just like that. And I'm going to first like dot it on my face and then start blending it out with this sponge. And it's a tinted moisturizer, so it's not going to give like flawless full coverage, which is not what we're going for also. So, and you can, I love like the luminosity it gives. And again, I use a sponge which can absorb like excess of the product or a little bit of the product. But like I said before, I like the finish with the sponge. If you feel like you need like a little bit more coverage though, or anything like that, you can definitely use a brush. So next I'm going to use a different concealer. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer. Okay. And I have the shade Fair 20N. And this again is more like my skin tone. It looks a little bit lighter in the tube, but it is, you can see it goes on the face. Kind of darker than it looks in the tube. So if you're around my skin tone, there you go. Again, I'm not like brightening. I'm just covering that like dark circle and kind of discoloration I have under my eyes. And I'm applying it in the inner corner only, and then I'm going to like blend it outward compared to like really packing it on, because you don't need a lot. And then blending it out that sponge. I'm wearing your Breakfast Club shirt. So now we have a nice base going here. Like I said, I would really recommend these ColourPop products. Really, really nice. Not sponsored by ColourPop, which might sound weird with the next product I'm going to say. But now I'm going to go in with a cream blush. These are two from ColourPop. I haven't used these ones before, but I've been really into blush recently. This is the shade Mini Me, which it's like a pinky peachy tone, which I don't like pink blushes. I'm more of like that peachy, corally, neutral tone, which are what, that one's probably the more like peachy one. And this is the shade Under Pressure, which I would say is the more like corally one. And I think today I'm going to go with the shade Mini Me. I'm just feeling that one more. So I'm going to take the ColourPop blush stick with an X. Don't get it confused with a CK. It's with an X in the shade Mini Me. And I'm going to apply this to my face. I usually don't have anything really in like the apples of my cheeks. I don't really like that look. I'll kind of stop like, where I stop like my highlight like right here. So it's not like fully on my face. And I'm just going to take just a little bit of this. I'm applying this before powder because it's a cream. I'm also just going to do one side at a time. And then I'm just going to blend it in with a sponge here. It'll just give like a nice wash of color. And of course you can really layer it up as well. I always start, whenever I use really any product, always start with a little bit. And then you can build it up. You can also like use your finger and blend it in that way. You can rub like a brush in it. Next I'm going to take a ColourPop light stick, and this is in the shade Earth. This is the shade name. And this looks real pink when you open it. Like it looks really pink. But I swatched it because I was nervous because I wanted like a more like champagne-y highlight. But when I swatched it, that does not look pink at all. I'm going to take this and apply it as a highlight. I haven't been into like the super blingy highlights, and when you're doing a fresh face, after you don't want it super blingy, you want more of the wet look, and those are easier to get with like a cream. So we're going to apply this onto the cheeky bones. Yeah, it does not look pink on the skin. It's so weird. Just like a nice, soft, subtle glow. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Hydra Perfect powder. You don't have to powder your face. For me personally, I like need to powder my face, because even like if it's non-transferring or anything like that, my skin, no. My skin needs powder. Okay. Totally just open that all on my shirt. We're going to shake it to get some into the cap here. Or a lot. Oh my god. We're not using that much powder. But if you need it, it's there. So I'm first going to just dip my sponge into the powder and kind of just like tap off the excess a little bit here. And I'm going to set under my eyes. Just under my eyes with the sponge. A little bit more powder on the sponge. And I'm going to set my chin, just because that's a really problem area for me. Just with my acne and kind of like right here, like where my lip kind of goes in. I hate the feeling of powder on my lips. Like concealer and foundation on my lips, that's fine. But like powder on them just doesn't, just not good. I now have white powder all over a black shirt. I feel like we've all been there. Okay. Eyebrows on. Not the same, but they're not bad. Like, I've had bad eyebrow days recently. This I'm okay with. Next, we're going to move on to eyes. We're going to keep it real simple. First things first, prime your eyes. I think we all know what this is by now. You can see how much I've used of this. You could, of course, use just concealer. I'm just using it to cancel out, like, the veins in my eyes. So you could set it with translucent powder if you want. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Brûlée. This is just one that's close to my skin tone. You can use translucent powder, one that's close to your skin tone, one's a few shades darker than your skin tone. But for a more natural look, I just keep it kind of like my skin tone. And you guys know this is kind of like my go-to even if I'm doing more like Jurassic looks. Jurassic looks. I was texting my friend one time and I put Jurassic when I meant to put drastic, I think. I don't know if they're spelled the same, but I just think of Jurassic Park. I'm like, I don't know if that's what I mean. I don't mean dinos, but I could. Next. So we're keeping it just super simple. I'm first going to apply an eyeliner. This is the LA Girl Glide On Gel Liner. This is in the shade Black, just because I like to make my eyes pop even on like more natural look. And for me, black pops more than brown, although I will use brown sometimes. But I'm just going to put this in the waterline. For me, that just like more. Than brown on me. But I will use brown sometimes, so feel free to use brown. Now, we are just going to put just a very basic eye on. And by that I mean I'm going to take a little of the bronzer that we're going to be using. This is a Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. And I'm going to take a really fluffy brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH30 brush. And I'm just going to blend this into the crease. It's just going to add some definition to the eye, but not adding too much of like that. So it's just going to look very like natural. Adds just like a little of something. And you're using a fluffier brush to not get so much of that color. Now we're going to apply lower lash mascara. I do this in a weird order. I would probably recommend using the liquid liner first, but I'm going to apply lower lash mascara. And I use the Essence Lash Princess in the volume mascara and the false lash effect one. I'm going to use this one first. I love their Lash Princess lines, by the way. You don't have to apply mascara to the bottom lashes if you don't want to. I find just with the black eyeliner too, it just looks better. I'm going to take the liquid eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay Perversion Waterproof Fine Point Eye Pen. I just like this one. There's definitely good drugstore ones too. And I'm just going to draw the tiniest line on my upper lashes. Sometimes I'll make it tinier and I'll just like press it into the lashes, kind of like that. But just like a tiny line. This is optional. Applying just mascara too will look great. Just to, again, I like making my eyes pop. So this will just define the eye. Next, mascara. I'm not going to curl my lashes. Like I mentioned, mine naturally kind of fluffer upwards. So I find I don't need it. But if you find your lashes go like straight out, or you want that extra bit of curl, you can definitely curl your lashes. So I'm going to go in with the orange one again and apply this to the lashes, which again, mascara is boring to watch. I always speed up my mascara application too. Oh my god, do you see my lashes? Oh. Essence's mascaras are so freaking good, you guys. They're like $4. Next, we're going to move back to the face. I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. You can skip this step. I am just a bronzer whore. And I'm going to use the Morphe M527 brush. It's a lot less dense and more fluffy than my usual bronzing brush, so it'll deposit like less color. Not less color. Yeah, like less color. So it looks softer on the skin compared to if I were to use my like more denser brush. What the fuck? So now I'm going to add a little bit more blush. Just a little bit. And I'm going to use the Milani Luminoso, the cult classic. Never used this before, but I hear it's good. Any blush will do for your skin tone. Like I said, I prefer like the more corally peachy blushes compared to pink. And oh my god, this is beautiful. We already applied that cream highlight, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So I'm going to move on to lips, and honestly, I just put on a chapstick and a clear lip gloss for like a more every day. These are some of my favorite chapsticks. This is the She Beauty Watermelon chapstick. I've had like 6 of these. It does have like a slight tint, as you can see there, but nothing like outrageous or anything. I'm curious though if all of them have a tint though, because the apple one is green and I don't really want a green tinted chapstick, you know? And then I'm going to throw on a clear lip gloss. This is the e.l.f. lip lacquer, which is stunning. I removed the thing on the end, so I get a lot of product. Like that. Do you see all that? It comes with a stopper. I just removed it to get more product because I'm almost out, as you can see here. But this is stunning. Oh. You get, yeah. Oh my god. Oh. I love just clear, glossy lip gloss. This is $3, by the way. So lastly, our face is looking a little matte. It's still like, it looks like skin, but it's looking a little matte. So we're going to add some of that luminosity back in with a setting spray. One of my favorites is the Pure Lit Mist. Great stuff. I love the little nozzle and the spray it has. Today, I'm going to be using this guy because I'm intrigued. This is the Morphe Luminous Setting Spray. I've used this like a couple times. But it's funny, because usually when something's luminous, there's like a sheen or like a glitter in it. But this has nothing in it. There's no instructions to shake. It's just a clear liquid. It just says hold the bottle 8 to 10 inches away from your face, close your eyes, and apply the spray. I always shake things though. So let's apply. Make sure your mascara and everything is dry or you will be very sorry. Spray it. Okay. Brand new bottle. Gotta get her warmed up. Gotta get her. Oh yeah, that definitely adds some luminosity. That's where the highlighter is at that reads. You can just, okay. Alright, and this is the finished everyday fresh face look. I would definitely recommend that setting spray. I don't think it'll do anything for longevity, but that just like made everything more like dewy and skin-like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Let me know what other videos you would like to see down below. Let me know if you've tried any of these products or products that are like your go-to everyday products, because I'm curious. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. That was weird. Bye!